is sparkling tonight under the Goodyear Blimp Enterprise. And far below, the Orange Bowl also sparkles on a beautiful night for football. And tonight on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, the New England Patriots against the Miami Dolphins. This ABC Sports exclusive is brought to you by Buick and your Buick dealer, who invite you to see all the 81 Buicks, from Riviera to Skylark to the new Regal. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? And by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
Beginning tonight, every Monday night game on the rest of the schedule is critical, and as you look at the standings in the AFC East, you can tell why. New England must win tonight over Miami if they are to stay in the hunt for a playoff berth. Hello again, everyone, and we're excited about tonight because the Patriots have not been able to beat Shula and Miami here at the Orange Bowl since 1966. And in this topsy-turvy league this year, the Patriots have not been able to win the games that they clearly should have won based on their personnel. Witness the upset at the hands of San Francisco just 1 week ago. Now, to tell you about Shula and Miami, the Gipper.
Well, Coach, as we all know, Don Shula, one of the great coaches ever to coach this game of football. And when you look back over his record, you notice one thing that stands out. In only 1 year of 17 years has he had a losing season. Right now, his record is 6-7. I know Don Shula would like to pull that out. With a young bunch of football players, a makeshift ball club, if you will, at the beginning of the season, he turned the quarterbacking duties over to young David Woodley, a rookie out of LSU. Has a lot of fun playing this game. He keeps it in perspective. Maybe not quite serious enough as David Woodley, but he seems to be the quarterback of the future for the Miami Dolphins. So we'll be watching him tonight. Meanwhile, for the New England Patriots, they have problems. Steve Grogan is gimpy with a sore knee. The backup quarterback, Matt Cavanaugh, has a sore knee. Down in the field right now, our colleague Franz Harkington is with head coach Ron Earhart of the Patriots, the man with the dilemma.
Ron, you had Grogan start 2 weeks ago, Cavanaugh 2 weeks ago, Grogan last week. Who will be the quarterback tonight?
Well, the healthiest one we have tonight, Fran, is Matt Cavanaugh. Steve Grogan can play if we have to play him, but we probably will come with Tommy Owen and then Steve. But Matt has had a much better movement week. Didn't have near the movement last week. Steve had a better movement week. We're sort of in and out each week with either quarterback.
Is Cavanaugh 100%?
Not even close.
But you will come with Owen. Now, he's late reporting to you. Is he able to, does he know the offense now? Is he able to come in and play for you?
Well, this is why we've sort of had to really work a lot at it. As far as really getting him ready, he came in at mid-season, and we've gone with Steve because we felt if he could go at all. He's been in 75, 80 some ball games for us. He's done a tremendous job for us. But tonight, Matt's more healthier than Steve, and if we have to come in a pinch, we'll come with Tommy and then back to Steve.
Good luck to you, Coach. Okay, Frank, back up to you.
And there it is, the word from the top. Head coach Ron Earhart, now in his second year, he took over right here in Miami. At the end of the 78 season, Chuck Fairbanks moving on to Colorado in a rather interesting scene that we had here on Monday Night Football. There's Don Shula in the middle of his crew, a young crew, and yet there are some veterans in there. You look at number 58, Kim Bokamper, one of the outstanding linebackers in the National Football League. It's a young team that would like to pull themselves together. They were troubled earlier in the season. They were defeated by New England 34-0. They would like to avenge that tonight. And of course, all on the line, you could say, for the New England Patriots. They will play Buffalo next week, and then they will close out against New Orleans. But in the overall scheme of things, tiebreakers and everything considered, the New England Patriots, if they can win tonight, if they can win next week, and then beat New Orleans, they, in all probability, should be the divisional champs. Giaquinto has dropped for the Miami Dolphins, an interesting story in himself. Also back there is Don Veselu. Setting up now is Mike Rubash. He does the kicking off for the New England Patriots, and we're underway from Miami. This is Veselu, averaging a little over 23 yards a return for the Dolphins. And Veselu finds a gap and gets out over the 30 to the 31-yard line, hit there by Bob Golick. And let's take a look at the offensive unit. We told you about David Woodley, the rookie out of LSU. Took over 8 weeks ago. He's had his ups and downs. At times, he's been brilliant. And Don Shula has molded the offense to fit his talent. That talent means that he can move around back there. He'll run a little bit on you. There's your offensive line. Finally, an offensive line that Don Shula wanted at the beginning of the season. Out of of the huddle. 1st and 10, Miami with their first possession. And here is David Whitley, 6'2", 183-pound rookie out of LSU, an unlikely 8th-round draft pick, starting here for the Miami Dolphins, the division champions of a year ago. Setbacks. Tony Nathan, and this is Nathan over the left side, and Nathan out to the 35-yard line. A gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Let's meet the defensive unit. It'll change considerably. Situation substitution taking place. You'll see pass rusher Tony McGee in there frequently. Those are your linebackers. Bob Golick starting on the right side, replacing John Zamberlin. Bob Golick, a 2nd-round pick a year ago, really in his rookie year because he was out all season last year. 2nd down and 6, and David Whitley brings them up, putting both wide receivers, Matt Moore and Jimmy Cephalo, who is still in there for an injured Duriel Harris, out to the right. Whitley overthrows the intended receiver. It was Nathan coming out of the backfield. Leading receiver for the Dolphins, and he works well out of that backfield as Tony Nathan, the 2nd-year man from Alabama. And now it'll be 3rd down and 6, and the man calling the plays, you saw David Woodley. Take a look at the sidelines, is Don Shula himself. Of course, Don Shula being assisted from up above in the press box. One losing season out of 17 years. That was a 6-8 season in 1976. Don Shula would like not to have that happen again this season. 3rd down, 6. Nat Moore motions toward you. And Whitley goes down, sacked, goes to Tony McGee, who has led the Patriots for the past 5 years in sacks. He comes in on the pass. He doesn't think run whatsoever. You saw the effect. The loss is all the way back to the 25-yard line. 4th down, and Miami must punt. And out comes George Roberts. He's 4th in the American Football Conference, averaging over 42 yards. And settling in deep is Roland James, 1st-round draft pick out of Tennessee. And he can really rip it if he gets the opportunity. James calls for, makes the fair catch at the 36-yard line for New England. It'll be good field position.
Frank, may I say that New England, well aware of that crushing loss to San Francisco a week ago, and set the offense, Frank. We'll get to it later.
As we look at it, rookie Vegas Ferguson in there, very versatile youngster, 1st-round draft pick. Russ Francis going through an injury-free year. He has not had that for a while. And the receivers for the New England Patriots, Harold Jackson, Francis, and Morgan. They have been spectacular. They have 16 touchdown receptions between them. 1st and 10, 36-yard line, the New England Patriots. And here comes Harold Jackson. This is Vegas Ferguson, the rookie from Notre Dame. And in pursuit is Doug Fetters as Vegas Ferguson moves up for a couple of yard gain. It'll be a 2nd down and 8, and let's meet the defensive unit. This will change also. Many times we will see Tim Bocamper, and you'll see him listed there as a linebacker. We'll see him on the line of scrimmage, as we will A.J. Dewey, who plays inside right linebacker. Both of these men are basically defensive ends who have the agility to play that linebacker position. Tim Foley, number 25, out for several weeks. He's back in the game. Rather activated this afternoon. He's not starting, however, a strong safety. Vegas Ferguson, big opening right side, and Ferguson out over the 45. Close to a 1st down. I believe he has it at the 46.
Point I wanted to make was this. New England, after a great week of practice on the West Coast, blew one to San Francisco. They were disgusted with themselves. Well aware of the jinx in Miami, instead of going back to the cold New England weather, they went straight to West Palm Beach. They practiced all week at Yankee Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. They know they must win tonight. They're determined to break the jinx.
1st and 10, 46-yard line. Matt Cavanaugh, the quarterback. He has a very sore left knee. Screen pass, Calhoun. Calhoun gets a block from Hanna out in front, and Calhoun into Miami Dolphin territory at the 49-yard line. Gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Gerald Small defensively there for Miami.
I think if the difference in Cavanaugh and Grogan is that you'll see Cavanaugh use the backs more in the pass offense, where Grogan is more of a long ball thrower, intermediate range 20 yards down the field. Cavanaugh will have a much more controlled game.
Matt Cavanaugh Didn't play at all his rookie year in 1978. Second-round draft pick after a great career at the University of Pittsburgh. We'll tell you more about it. As Matt looks over, a second down and 4. Hands off inside. Calhoun makes a nifty cut. And inside the 45. Short of the first down. It'll be third down and short. Bob Baumauer sliding out there and making the defensive stop.
There was a lot of baseball activity today at the owners' meetings in Dallas. We'll report on that later. But Euchre apparently left there in time to join us tonight.
Bob Euchre continuing to follow us around. Third less than a yard. Pete Rock, number 58, a backup center, not really a backup center because he alternates with Bill Titus, is in there at a wing spot for New England on the third and short. Calhoun easily gets the first down. Following behind Vegas Ferguson. And Don Calhoun this year has really filled in for Sam Cunningham, who had his contractual problems. Never did report and out of football this year.
The interesting thing about Calhoun, we've mentioned it very often. We don't want to belabor the point, but he is not a Sam Bam Cunningham when Cunningham was healthy. He is not the big fullback. He's an in-betweener. But he gets the yardage. He's functional.
Top of your screen is Harold Jackson playing in his 171st consecutive game tonight. Never missed one because of an injury. And here's Calhoun. You saw the flag slide into the line of scrimmage, usually indicating holding. Gain of a couple by Calhoun, who played his collegiate football, strange really, with Steve Grogan at Kansas State. Referee tonight, as you can see, is Jerry Seaman. The holding call indicated against the New England Patriots. And we have had a spectacular day here in Miami.
Beautiful. Moon over Miami.
Now we're doing a little poolside with the little granddaughter.
That's true. I remember, as Frank does, the old late Jack Oakey movie, Moon Over Miami. When Frank introduced the great song, You Hit the Spot.
Sure I did. It'll be first down and 20. Ball backed up to New England's 47-yard line. Jackson's quick right. He works best out there. Morgan to the left. A great speedster. Out of your screen. Robinson. This is Calhoun. And another flag goes down as Calhoun makes about 4 out of the screen to midfield.
And that's in the area of defensive holding.
Another solemn indication by Jerry Seaman. So, Kavanaugh will have another penalty assessed against the Patriots.
I hope you noticed that stop, even though the penalty changed the nature of the play. Let's listen for the call. That stop was made by Tim Bokamp.
Pass interference, number 81, offense.
Russ Francis, Howard's all-world tight end.
And when you've got a sore need quarterback, you don't want to be in this situation. He's still got to stay in the intermediate range and not try to stretch it too much.
First and 30. Let's take a little piece of it, would be the philosophy. Kavanaugh, a lot of time. It throws into a large crowd, and Russ Francis collides rather vigorously with Glenn Blackwood. Both of them going down, incomplete. It'll be second down and 30.
Let's look at this, Fran, ground level.
All right, here goes Kavanaugh. He really does what he shouldn't do. He's not mobile tonight. They're blitzing the linebacker. He's throwing down the field. The ball really should have been intercepted. Trying to throw for Francis, as you see. Broken up.
Again, the importance of this game. And it is important for New England. They have an 8-5 record in the AFC East. Buffalo 10-4. Buffalo beating LA yesterday in overtime. And it's going to come right down to the final wire between Buffalo and these New England Patriots. On second down, 30. This is Vegas Ferguson. Pecking along and finding yardage out to the 45-yard line of New England. A pickup of 8 yards. It'll be third down and 22. Doug Better, 75. Glenn Blackwood, 47. The defensive play for Miami.
Third and 22 is very little yardage if you look at the history of the Atlanta Falcons this year. They were 3rd and 38 against the Rams with little time remaining, and Bartkowski threw a touchdown pass. The Rams' season was blown at that point.
Miami with their fifth defensive back in the alignment, down in the 4-man line that provides a better pass rush. Kavanaugh gets some of it as he goes out to Don Westbrook, the third receiver that comes in for New England on sure pass situations, far short of the first down at the 46-yard line of Miami. It'll be 4th down.
But the basic point here is that here in the Orange Bowl, New England quickly had excellent field position, did not capitalize, went back.
With their own mistakes, Howard.
Hubash, 11th round rookie draft pick out of Kansas, looks down the field. He should be angling for the sidelines. Giaquinto is deep. Hubash trying to catch it inside the 5, and he does. A beautiful kick. Mike Hubash, he hung it high, got the proper rotation on the ball. He puts it out of bounds at the 6-yard line. So Miami begins deep in their own territory. Mike Hubash, he likes the action. So much on the line for the New England Patriots. Pride, prestige for the Miami Dolphins. We'll be back in a moment.
When I was coaching, I was the boss. I used to feed them, dress them, get them to bed on time. Now I treat them to our favorite beer, right? Light's got a third less calories than the regular beer. And what else?
It's less filling, Red.
And they really like the taste. Another beer, anyone?
Yeah. Do it.
What's the magic word? Please.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Wait till you see how good you can be with Minolta XG1.
Hey, you want to see some terrific pictures?
Depend on the automatic Minolta XG1 to give you clear, sharp pictures. It does the work. You take the credit.
Yeah,
Hey, do you want to see some terrific pictures? No. That's lovely.
For a limited time, get an XG1 and get a $25 rebate from Minolta. See your dealer now for details.
Middle linebacker, it's probably Bob Uecker. We finally found him, I guess.
Put it back on. Looks better the other way, Bob.
Bob Uecker in Miami for the taping of Superstars, which will begin at the end of the week. A lot of the great baseball players involved in that one. Some of the sports veterans, and Bob, of course, always adding to comedy.
I love the guy. He is marvelous.
Looks like non-identical twins. 1st and 10 Miami. Ball inside their own 6-yard line. Up comes David Woodley. 2 tight ends are in. Bruce Hardy is 84. Ronnie Lee is 86. This is Woody Bennett. He finds a gaping hole. He's out over the 25 to the 26-yard line. And this young man picked up just a couple of weeks or 3 weeks ago on waivers from the Jets. And he has not carried that football that many times, even with the Jets a year ago, where he was a free agent.
You've got to look at this replay, Fran.
Some kind of blocking in the middle to the trap play up the middle, and he takes off. Of course, it was a good run, but most backs can run with that kind of hole. We'll see him the rest of the night and see if he can do as well.
Well, the Jets felt he ran straight up and down, but he didn't then.
Played his collegiate football, did Woody Bennett, right on this field at the University of Miami. The first down is out over the 25-yard line. And right back to Bennett. He gets to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
That's a good example there of how important the offensive line is. The first time he had the hole, he got 20 yards. That time, no hole, got back to the line of scrimmage.
The irony of football, Woody Bennett was activated by the Dolphins the same day that they put Bob Greasy on injured reserve. Greasy, of course, with a sore, strained muscles in his right shoulder, just was in the booth before the game, told Howard and I he just could not throw the football. So that's why we had young David Woodley in there. A time spectacular during the season. 2nd down and 10. Draw play. Tony Nathan gets a couple. Fools 2, if anyone, of the New England Patriots. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Howard mentioned at the top of the show, the remaining games we have coming your way, a couple of beauties, will be in Los Angeles. And the Dallas Cowboys, you have to admire what Tom Landry has done with that team. They winners yesterday, of course, have moved to 11-3 record. Philadelphia dropping their game to Atlanta. They're tied for the Eastern Division of the AFC. And the Rams trailing, of course, the Atlanta Falcons. And they are hurting. We understand that Ferragamo, however, should be available for next week. 3rd down and 8. Whitley gets away from one blitzing linebacker. Rod Schote fires out incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and Miami must punt.
Well, that was a downright bad series, Francis. Miami has no place to go. They can afford to be daring, and yet they didn't even throw till 3rd down.
A very conservative series, and Woodley is a mobile quarterback. One you would like to see roll out some. Shuler's used him as a rollout quarterback, but tonight he hasn't yet.
Backing to the 30-yard line of New England, Roland James. Off the side of Robert's foot. James takes it at the 33-yard line and taken there immediately with a good shoestring tackle at the 34-yard line. Bustling down there was Rick Moser, who came a couple of weeks ago from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this youngster I remember so well playing his high school football with my own son Kyle, Starsville High School. Championship football, by the way, too. We'll be back in a moment.
When you go to buy an Amana Radar Range microwave oven, just remember, all microwave ovens are not alike. For example, these Amana Radar Range ovens have an exemption from the federal regulation requiring a safety warning label. No other company in the world can make this claim.
After tests like this, and this, there was no leakage in excess of federal standards. Amana Radar Range, the first microwave oven with a memory, now with rotowave cooking system. If it doesn't say Amana, it's not a radar range.
You see, Magic, what Buick learned from their new small cars,
they put into their larger cars. Right, Sue?
Yeah. So, for instance, in the Porsche Electra Limited, there's an efficient V6 engine.
And in the economical Skylark, there's plus room and comfort.
They've made their efficient smaller cars luxurious.
And their luxurious larger cars efficient.
So, in any size,
wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports, Championship Boxing. Salvador Sanchez and Juan Laporte fight for the WBC World Featherweight title. Saturday on ABC.
Steve Grogan, we told you about his problems. Knee problems. He cannot use one of his major tools, and that is the agility, the opportunity to move around. Last week against San Francisco, he had to play because Matt Cavanaugh started the week before against Baltimore. He was hurt. Grogan had to go against San Francisco, and he suffered 6 interceptions out there in a stunning upset to New England's hopes for an Eastern Division championship of the AFC. And this is Matt Cavanaugh, 1st and 10, 34-yard line of New England. Vegas Ferguson. And Ferguson goes down immediately, running right into Vern Denherter over on the left side. There will be a loss of a couple of yards.
Well, Frank, it's obvious here that New England has decided they're going to come out and try to run the ball on the Dolphins. So far, they really haven't been that successful running it. When you're going for a playoff spot, everybody's got to win at this time of the year, and you've got to be aggressive playing offensive football. They have not been aggressive to this point.
Extra linebacker moves in for Miami. You saw Den Herter come out. Ernest Roan, number 55. Good on the pass coverage. He has 3 interceptions on the year. 2nd down and 12. Ball inside the 33-yard line of New England. 5:50 and the clock moving here in the first quarter with no score. The reverse to Harold Jackson, who wants to throw the ball, and he does to Russ Francis. Complete. And it will be close to the first down, again, dependent upon where it is marked.
I must say that was a lot of leisure domain for a relatively short gain. But it's good to see Jackson throw. As you know, he's the leader of the Jackson Union in New England.
Here's a little reverse, back to from Vegas Ferguson Jackson. And really it's a difficult pass. He's got to throw back across his body to Russ Francis. He's open, but that's a difficult pass to have an in throw, and he did all right.
For the first down, just short of the 45-yard line. Talked about Grogan. We'll remind you again that Cavanaugh also playing hurt tonight. Very sore left knee, and this is Calhoun. Calhoun over the 45 to the 47. Larry Gordon, defensively there, number 50. Fine defensive linebacker against the run for the Dolphins. A gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
And first down is just as important down as third down. You come up 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7 is the defense advantage. And right now it's advantage Miami.
Andy Johnson checks into the offensive huddle for the New England Patriots. He has had his knee problems over the years also. Johnson, a fairly good receiver. He has some 18 receptions out of the backfield this year for New England. 2nd and 8, Kavanaugh drops. Feels the pressure, but he gets the ball to Johnson. And Johnson has the first down, more down to the 35-yard line. It's a little circle out of the backfield, and the Dolphins had the pressure on Matt Kavanaugh, but he was able to get it to Johnson.
All right, here we go from the end zone. Kavanaugh's going back again. We said he would utilize his backs. Andy Johnson's an excellent receiver out of the backfield. He catches it, makes good yardage. There's another guy over there on the sideline by the name of Foreman. He's only caught 12 passes this year, and tonight he hasn't been in the game yet.
That's interesting, isn't it? The way they've not used that man so great for so many years, especially coming out of the backfield. Chuck Foreman.
New England 1st and 10 inside the 36-yard line of Miami. The handoff goes to Calhoun, and Calhoun breaks tackles and gets down to the 25, and it'll be another New England first down. Don Besselou made the save there on Calhoun, along with Ralph Ortega, inside linebacker on the left side for the Dolphins, number 54. Seconds ticking away in the first quarter.
Now here's a ground level look. Just a little counter play, straight blocking, and good blocking. Calhoun breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, as most straight backs need to do. Gets his first down.
Brian, you saw Vegas Ferguson put a heck of a block on a 6'4", 250-pound A.J. Dewey, number 77. Kavanaugh, straight drop back, a lot of pressure, gets the screen off. It's Calhoun. Calhoun dancing into a lot of Dolphins after a gain of maybe 2 yards. Don Besselou again in on the stop defensively for Miami.
Not near as much as they should have had. The screen was well set up. Len Titus, number 67, came out, didn't really execute his block. If he could have, it would have been a long gainer.
Tell you something about this man, Kavanaugh. We told you he is playing a little bit hurt tonight, but if you remember his great collegiate career, you know that he had a very severely injured wrist as a junior. He missed 3 weeks with that one, came back and led Pittsburgh over Clemson in the Gator Bowl. As a junior, he had a broken fibula in his leg. He missed just a month with that, and of course went on to win the Sugar Bowl over Georgia and a national championship for Pittsburgh. So we know that Kavanaugh can get it done. Messi Tutupu in. Vegas Ferguson gets a big opening, and Vegas Ferguson to the 15-yard line. New England grinding it now on the ground.
And John Hanna, number 73, who's about the best lineman in North America, he made the key block to allow Ferguson to get through the hole.
Time out of the field. We're going to have a measurement, so we'll look at it again.
All right, here's the end zone. Watch 73 there. John Hanna, he's going to lead up through the hole. Watch him now. He will make a block. He will bury number 45, Ed Taylor. Puts him right on the ground. And really, Ferguson should have had more.
I love to watch Hanna play. He cleans out a whole linebacking core and backfield by himself.
He's like a pair of folks. John Hanna, 265, and he leads the way for a first down for New England, and they're ticking away the seconds on the clock.
Well, the great thing about Hanna, if you look at him there, he is big, he can pass block, but very seldom you see a man that big who can lead a play around the end like he can. Kind of reminds you of a guy that played at Green Bay by the name of Kramer. First name Jerry.
I know. What about Fuzzaroo?
Wasn't bad either.
Bring him in too. But Hanna does not have the neck. Did you see that?
1:38 remaining in the first quarter. No score. 1st and 10 New England inside the 16-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. On the ground once again, Ferguson with a nifty slice back, turns nothing into something for a gain of about 3. Down inside the 12-yard line, Bob Baumauer sliding out there from his nose guard position.
You're exactly right, Frank. Ferguson turned nothing into something. I think he's probably the most underpublicized, excellent rookie of the year.
Well, they know about him in New England, though. If he can pick up 84 more yards than he came in with tonight, he will be the best rookie rusher in the history of the Patriots, replacing Kyle Garrett back in '69. He's over 600 yards already. And here comes Stanley Morgan, the great speedster out of Tennessee. Tutupu. Tutupu inside the 10 to the 8, short of the first down by a couple. Larry Gordon on the stop. It'll be 3rd and 2.
You're a lucky man tonight. You don't have Tutupu being tackled by Tuiasosopo.
No, he wouldn't be tackled by Tuiasosopo.
Again, the Patriots must believe in that running game, because when you get down to that part of the field, you have 2nd and 8, and you run the ball off tackle. It means that you really believe you can run the football against the Dolphins.
And New England will not attempt to get a play off before the quarter expires. Matt Cavanaugh moving over to confer with the coaching staff, headed by Ron Earhart, of course. And that is the end of the first quarter. No score. New England dominating the game thus far on the ground. We'll be back in the Orange Bowl right after this.
For many of us to join the move toward efficiency and part with the old family bus. If you belong to this practical group, we'd like to suggest that while you may be moving down somewhat in size, you could move up a good deal in luxury. The Buick Century Sedan, our elegant, roomy, affordable V6-powered little limousine. If you're going to move up. Our little limousine, the Century Sedan, one of the V6 Buicks.
Sony introduces the art of watching television. Sony Betamax lets you record and see what you want when you want, to summon into your home a world of wonder. And a remarkable feature called Beta Scan lets you scan forward and reverse to quickly find any single image. Betamax transforms the act of watching television into the art of watching television.
Your show is about to begin.
Sony, the one and only.
We're doing something about it. We're working at making our energy last.
Sunoco wants to make every drop count for America. That's why we have a new pump for unleaded gas. It has 4 grades of unleaded, including economy, priced below our regular, which can save money for you and fuel for America.
We're doing something about it. Sunoco is making every drop count.
Crowd at the Orange Bowl tonight, even though the Miami Dolphins are out of the playoff scene. Stadium seats over 70,000. They look like they have produced some 50 or 55,000 tonight. 3rd down and 3 as we begin the second quarter for the New England Patriots. Single setback in there is Andy Johnson. Carlos Pennywell, a 3rd wide receiver, is in number 88. Flag is down. We'll get a holding call as Andy Johnson moves into the end zone. And I'll tell you, Andy Johnson was open.
Yes, he was. They crossed the back in the secondary. Linebackers lost him, and I think that might be Dwight Wheeler trying to block better.
That's another key New England mistake. And you saw Earhart's disgust. He's under pressure, fighting for his job. To keep his job, he probably has to win every remaining New England game. Frank, as we wait for the call, how do you blame the coach for that?
Holding number 62, offense.
Dwight Wheeler over the left side, working against Doug Betters.
That, my friends, is a tough penalty. It's somewhat of a mental mistake. When you get inside the 10-yard line, you just cannot have that happen.
3rd down, 13. Ball out at the 18-yard line. 4 wide receivers in now. Flags all over the place. Cavanaugh on target to Westbrook, and Westbrook has appeared short of the first down, but again, the flags are down. And as we await the call, we'll tell you over that left side for the Miami Dolphins. Missing tonight is Don McNeil, first-round draft pick out of Alabama. He's not playing tonight. And Ed Taylor, number 45, is in there defensively for Miami at the left corner. Come on, Jerry, smile.
They must take this penalty.
right, the first quarter stats. You see the total domination by New England, the -9 in passing yardage for Miami, and the total domination in time of possession of New England, but they came up empty, and that's the bottom line.
But they're going to have another chance.
5-yard penalty. And the discussion right now is with Matt Cavanaugh. There's the offside indication.
Now this is interesting, guys. They're going to kick a field goal and not get another shot at the end zone.
So they're going to take the completion. The option was to have a 3rd down and 8, or the completion down at the 6-yard line. They'll take the completion. It'll be 4th down. And have they brought out John Smith? Yes, they have. He is lining up.
I respectfully disagree with this decision.
So do I.
Well, again, already you begin to sense that New England is just going to try and not take any risk, any chance, using their superior personnel just to play it as close to the best as they can tonight because they need this game desperately. 23-yard attempt for John Smith, who's 22 of 28 on the year and leading the NFL in scoring. And Smith, that's his 111th point of the season. And New England on top. In the opening minutes of the second quarter, they lead 3-0. And we'll be coming back to the Orange Bowl right after this message.
Ace Hardware Theater presents Santa's Little Helper. Remember, when you face one of life's little gift needs,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man.
I'm here at Paul Masson Chateau in California. Almost every night here there's a wine tasting party, and one of the favorites is Paul Masson Chablis. It's light and crisp. It's delicious. The wine you drink the most should be the best, and they take special care with it here because they know Chablis is America's most popular wine. Paul Masson Chablis. I recommend it. Paul Masson will sell no wine before it's time.
Tuesday on Heart to Heart.
Alone close.
Lady Wrestler wants her arms around Jonathan.
The Patriots take the lead in the opening moments of the second quarter. Mike Hubash, who does the kicking off for the Patriots, has his heat up at the 35. Don Veselu has dropped for the Dolphins. There he is. Hubash hammers it in. Veselu slipped. And that ball's not going into the end zone. He'll have to play it. And down at the 3-yard line, that ball is alive. And you saw Veselu, he came up, tried to make the play, slipped, down he went, and he has to go back, and Miami will begin at the 3-yard line. Alvin Clark down there quickly for New England.
All right, here's a look at Veselu. He must have short cleats on because he slipped trying to get to the ball, and the ball just wouldn't go to the end zone. He's going to have to pick it up because if the Patriots fall on it there, it's their ball. Big break for the Pats.
But Miami, with no place to go, no playoff possibility, has to gamble. They can't just run it into the line. Woodley has to use his athletic abilities. Rollouts, options, throw the ball.
David Woodley, alternated at quarterback a year ago at LSU, an 8th-round draft pick, as we mentioned. Play action. Woodley out in the flat, and it's complete. It goes to number 86, Ronnie Lee, the second-year tight end out of Baylor. That was his 4th reception of the season. They alternate tight ends here at Miami with Hardy, Lee, and Joe Rose, the rookie from California. Gain of maybe a yard, 2nd down and 9. Don Chulu, quite frankly, has really done it all in pro football. Son didn't have a bad year either up at Cornell. The Dartmouth brother.
He's going to be in the Senior Bowl. I told Don, well, it's finally happened. You're not in the big bowl, but your boy is.
2nd and 9. Woody Bennett. And Woody Bennett stacked up It's a yard out of it, close to the 5-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Steve Nelson in there quickly, defensively, and then the entire defense collapsed.
Can't do it that way, Giff, and if they can't negotiate a first down now, New England will have superb field possession.
And that spot of the field is the easiest place to throw from because you've got 95 yards to work with. The defense has got to defend 95 yards. Nothing to lose. You've got to come out throwing right now. 3rd and 8.
Jimmy Cephalo, wide receiver, comes in, number 81. Again, reminding you that the Dolphins have been without their fine wide receiver, Joriel Harris, for 4 games with a hamstring, and they miss him. On the ground, Woody Bennett. He's piled up close to the original line of scrimmage. Mike Haynes, a perennial all-pro at right cornerback, made the force, and Rod Schote defensively there to help him. So it'll be 4th down, and Miami will be punting from their end zone.
Well, I love Don Shula. I bow to no man in my respect for that great coach. But that call, I don't understand.
Well, what you've done, you put a tremendous amount of pressure on your defense because New England's going to get the ball at least across the 50-yard line, probably across the 40.
There's Roland James. He took one back earlier in the year, 75 yards for a touchdown against the Jets. Second in the AFC returning punts. And you better believe Miami's aware of that.
They've got the return on, Jeff.
Good punt by Roberts. Takes James back to his own 47-yard line, and he doesn't handle it. He looked upfield, took his eyes off it, and the ball went by him. James all the way back to the 26-yard line. They'll mark it at the 27, but Roberts got a good punt off. Roland James should have handled it. He did not.
That, my friend, is not big-time football. You've got to field punt. We've seen two major errors made in the kicking game. One in receiving a kickoff, the other by the Pats and trying to receive a punt and got them back in a hole. We'll be back in a minute.
The New York steak dinner at Denny's starts with more than a half-pound loin of beef, aged just the right number of days, grilled up juicy and tender. Next come crisp onion rings, then a big baked potato with real sour cream, and grilled garlic toast, all for only $5.95. Come try the New York steak dinner at Denny's, where you'll like our prices and you'll love our food.
Looking for top mileage? Chevy offers 6 new trucks rated at 20 mpg or better. Now that's top mileage. There's the Chevy diesel pickup, Chevy El Camino, the new 6-cylinder special economy truck, the new V8 special economy truck, Chevy Love 2-wheel drive, Chevy Love 4-wheel drive. That's more kinds of trucks rated at 20 mpg or better than anyone else. So if you're looking for a top mileage pickup, you know where to look. Look to Chevy. Chevy trucks, built for economy.
George Roberts just banged a punt for the Miami Dolphins out of their end zone, misplayed by Roland James. A 66-yard net, and New England, rather than having field position inside Miami territory, will have a 1st and 10, the ball at their own 27-yard line.
Well, maybe we'll see it tonight, in spite of that sign.
That reference, of course, to the fact that New England has lost the last 12 times they have appeared here. That was one game in 69 that New England won, but that was played in Tampa. 1st and 10, New England. Vegas Ferguson got a good block from Don Calhoun and gets to the 30-yard line for a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Friends, if you've got a back like Walter Payton or Earl Campbell, you can run predominantly on 1st down. If you do not, you better mix it up and throw the ball on 1st down. New England is not doing that. And they don't have Earl Campbell.
If you've got Earl Campbell, you can do whatever you want to do. He's as valuable when he doesn't carry the ball as when he does.
2nd and 8. Calhoun and Ferguson, the setbacks. Ferguson. Flag goes down as Ferguson struggles out over the 35, close to the 37. Ed Taylor up there defensively. Lots of flags so far tonight. Seeing more and more of that.
That will either be a clip or a hold.
I thought Shelby Jordan.
Holding, and New England will be back Cup. And we want to tell you about Saturday coming up right here on ABC. First of all, college football. It'll be live at 1:30 Eastern. Regional coverage of NCAA Division II championship game. That'll be Eastern Illinois against Cal Poly of San Luis Obispo. Then the Division I AA semifinal games. And then ABC's Wide World of Sports returns. 5 o'clock Eastern and Pacific, 4 o'clock Central. The WBC World Featherweight Championship will be featured. Salvador Sanchez against Juan Laporte. Howard, you'll be there in El Paso for that. Having a quick blacked out in the El Paso area. He's really moving around.
Yeah, I'll tell you that Sanchez is a quality fighter. Marvelous counterpuncher. Great right lead with the speed to get away with it. He is a fighter.
Second down, 17. Penalty called against Shelby Jordan, right tackle of New England. Ball near the 20-yard line. Matt Kavanaugh having problems. Works about a yard and a yard and a half out of that, so it's going to be third down and 14.
I just think the whole pattern of play, the whole apparent game plan of New England is disappointing. Well, they've already had 4 penalties. 3 have been for holding. They're playing the most cautious, negative attack you could ever see. I can't see a team heading for the playoffs playing this way.
And they're going to encourage a young Miami Dolphin team to keep playing like this.
Andy Johnson comes back in. He's been effective out of the backfield, primarily working against A.J. Dewey, who now has been taken out of the lineup. And over the middle, and it's complete to Stanley Morgan. He has the first down out at the 49-yard line. And just very fortunate to hold on to that. Morgan's 39th reception of the year, and as you can see, he's heading for another Pro Bowl performance.
All right, here's a ground level look as Kavanaugh goes back, gets a fair amount of pressure, delivers a strike, but Morgan came across the middle, knows he's going to get hit, holds on the ball. Big first down for the Pats there.
Big play and their first clutch play of the game, really.
For New England, they trail Buffalo. Buffalo with a win yesterday over LA are 10-4. New England, as of the moment here tonight, 8-5. Battling for the Eastern Division of the AFC. And New England very cautious. Handoff. Calhoun gets up close to midfield. A gain of about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Don Pessalou, who's been a busy, strong safety tonight, again on the stop. There he is. Took over for Tim Foley after the 5th game and has been a fine performer at that strong safety spot. 4th interceptions for Pessalou, and as you can see, he has been busy tackling all over the field tonight. 5th round draft pick a year ago, Don Pessalou. 2nd and 4. Ball just short of midfield. Vegas Ferguson with Calhoun in front. Ferguson could not get around the corner. Ed Taylor springs it out and then gets help from inside. 8:44 remaining in the first half. New England on top, 3-0.
And guess who's coming into the game for the first time tonight? Number 22, Chuck Foreman.
Well, obvious pass situation, and they've created this situation for themselves all night, Fran. It's crazy.
If they keep this pattern, Kavanaugh's going to have to come up with a lot of big third down plays tonight. He's got another one staring him in the face.
Foreman with those many great years with you, Fran, as Minnesota came to New England this past year for a reported 3rd round draft pick. 3rd and 4. Foreman out of the backfield, over the middle, bounces off one tackler, Ortega, and gets the first down to the 48-yard line. And Ralph Ortega tried to jar the ball loose, and Foreman just bounced right off him.
When you have a player like Chuck Foreman, and we'll look at an end zone replay right here, Fran
want to lose anything through turnovers. They've played it that way. They know how desperately they need it. There's a look at Horace Ivory. He'll return the kick of Uwe von Schaman. Meanwhile, the Dolphins have not come up with any sort of a gambling measure whatsoever. And this will be backed up 5 yards, and they'll kick from the 30-yard line. Let's take a look at the stats, and the key note really was time of possession. It was all New England. As you can see, they more than doubled the possession time of Miami.
Not only has Miami been futile in rushing yards, but look at the passing yards. So there's no comparison in total yards, but with that degree of domination, don't you viewers as football fans agree that New England should be much further ahead, and that could catch up with them?
That's always a dangerous thing. You would think if you have a first half like that, things will open up the second half. Miami has been absolutely flat. New England's had every chance to put them away. They haven't. If Miami comes to life at all, New England could be in big trouble.
5-yard penalty assessed, and Von Schaman will kick it from the 30-yard line. Aubrey moves up to about the 7-yard line. And again, a twisting kick that again will go out of bounds, and it'll back up 5 more yards. Uwe Von Schaman, he is even startled.
I'll tell you, Howard, we've seen it all.
Hey, you cannot be trying to kick away from Horace Ivory. He's a single safety. He's going to get it no matter where Von Schaman puts it. And Chula, I think, is saying that it did not go out of bounds. It went in the end zone.
I'm sure that's what he's saying, but he's got 2 chances.
He ain't going to win that battle.
Slim and none.
And Slim left town.
Don Shula showing you exactly how it did not happen.
Let's watch it.
Here it goes. I think you'll see that it did not. I mean, it did go out of bounds.
I think it went out of bounds too, Giff. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. It hasn't yet.
There it was.
It did right there.
That there was clear.
So they back it up to the 25-yard line.
So we pick up where we left off.
There's Horace Ivory getting a little bored back there. He's moved up now to about the 14-yard line. Von Schaman spirals another one. And Ivory takes it all the way back at his 7. Ivory left the football. There's a mad scramble.
But they were lucky.
And that picking up the ball, Rick Sanford.
Let's watch it again. This is the 3rd mishandled kick tonight. 2 by New England, 1 by Miami. Ivory comes out okay. And he's lucky that he did, because he left the ball, as you'll see here. He's carrying it loosely. He didn't get hit. He just swung it out.
He didn't know it was gone for a while.
Neither did Miami, because they had 2 players there, neither of whom knew it was gone.
New England leading 6-0 as we get the first offensive play from scrimmage here in the 3rd quarter. New England inside their own 36, and here comes Vegas Ferguson over the left side. And Vegas Ferguson squeezes out a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Offensively, again, we have across the line Lynn Kitus at center, Hannon Adams at the guards, Jordan and Peter the tackles. Russ Francis will be in there tight end. There he is, number 81. Kavanaugh the quarterback, Vegas Ferguson 43, and Don Calhoun 44 setbacks. And the wide receivers are Harold Jackson 29, Stanley Morgan. Great potential out there, but Kavanaugh, or at least the game plan, obviously is then not to risk anything. They have had a very idle first half. Calhoun, he's been busy. Out over the 40 to the 41-yard line, a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 5. What a night we have here in Miami for football, and what a beautiful day. And you're looking down from the Goodyear Glen Enterprise. She soars high overhead. 3rd down, rather. 3rd down, 5. Johnson, one of the best of the pass receiving setbacks for the Patriots, is in there now, number 32. That's excluding Chuck Foreman. And it appears that New England is reluctant to use Foreman. Kavanaugh, Petters will get him down at the 31-yard line.
That's what happens when you depend on the pass only on 3rd down. You run on 1st and 2nd. It's the toughest down to throw. They put Kavanaugh on a hold the entire night, making him come up with big 3rd down plays. Here's an ISO. Kavanaugh goes back. Remember, he's got a tender knee, but he's really moving pretty good. Betters just beats his man Wheeler. Kavanaugh had no chance. Miami will have one now.
Hubash will punt for New England. 2 safeties are back. Besalou, 46. Giaquinto, 35. That's an attempt to keep Hubash from kicking away from a single safety. Now we got a ourselves a new football. We're ready to go. And here's Hubash, rookie from Kansas. Off the side of Hubash's foot, and a very heads-up and alert move. Glenn Blackwood saw that was short. He raced up to midfield, made the fair catch sign, and took it right there. A heads-up move by Glenn Blackwood.
Now let's see if Miami comes to life. They've got great field position at the midfield stripe, and maybe Woodley can get him stopped. We'll be back.
For a lot of reasons, a lot of people like our Buick Skylark. A lot. Some like its roomy accommodations for 5. Others like its front-wheel drive traction. Skylark also gets a lot of votes for its stand on the economy. And a lot of people are taken with its luxury and looks. We couldn't get all the reasons people like Skylark into this commercial, but we sure got them into the car. Buick Skylark. At your Buick dealers now.
Take it easy. You know, I was known for working long and hard during training camp. Why, even after my teammates were asleep, I'd still be out practicing my moves, and that's still important. So I drink light beer from Miller. Light tastes great. It's got 1/3 less calories than a regular beer, and the best thing is it's less filling. Because listen, I still train the same way as the old days. Practice, practice, practice.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Hubash was hurried on that punt by Tim Foley. An 18-yard net out of it. Glenn Blackwood, the fair catch call at midfield. Miami has good field position. First down 10. Del Williams, 24. Woody Bennett, 34. Those are your setbacks as Miami has their first offensive play from scrimmage, and they give the ball to Bennett, and Bennett struggles inside the 42-yard line for a gain of 8. It'll be second down and 2. Rod Shote defensively there for New England. New England Patriots, they've dropped 3 of their last 4 games. A humiliating one to the San Francisco 49ers. Not that it was humiliating to lose to the 49ers, but the manner in which they did so. And earlier in the season, New England defeated the Miami Dolphins 34-0. There were vows of vengeance by the Dolphins at that time. Second down 2. Duriel Harris, 82, wide receiver for Miami. Del Williams puts the football inside the 40-yard line, has the first down, it would appear, close to the 38.
You know, Gift, you got to have field position to play this game. The Dolphins, the first half, started the drive from 31 to 6 to 31 to 3. This time they got the ball on the 50-yard line. They made a first down.
The only scoring of the night. New England romping all over Miami in the first half. They came up with a couple of field goals out of John Smith. One time suddenly for a penalty that would have left him with a 3rd down and 8. They took the play instead and kicked a 23-yard field goal. And John Smith also hit from 33. So Del Williams, he'll throw it occasionally. And out of the ballpark occasionally.
Not bad for distance.
He really threw that ball.
I think he expected Nat Moore to drive deep, but Tim Fox and Rick Sanford both read Del Williams beautifully, and Nat Moore pulled up instead of going deep.
Well, here's Nat Moore. He's coming to the inside. He's really going to run a corner pattern. Here he goes. He breaks it off to the corner, and the ball sails over his head.
Well, Frank mentioned earlier that Duriel Harris has now been out 4 games, and they miss him desperately because he was their real deep threat. Nat Moore is a great receiver, but he is not the deep threat that Harris is.
Harris in there right now, but he has not been an intended receiver as of so far this night. On 2nd and 10. There's a wild collision. Duriel Harris colliding with Tim Fox as Woodley overthrows Harris.
Well, David Woodley is just not having a good night throwing the ball. He had his receiver wide open for the 2nd time down the field. We saw him on a curl-in pattern in the first half, overthrow the man. He threw that one high. He's got the high ball working.
Now look at that graphic. That shows you how futile Miami has been offensively tonight. They started this series in superb field position, down to the 39, first down. They got that on a run from Woody Bennett and another by Delvin Williams. And up to this point, they've come a crop.
3rd down, 10. from Minnesota, wide receiver, top of your screen for Miami, number 88. Woodley, and he connects with the rookie from Minnesota, Bailey, and he has the first down. They're down at the 20-yard line, and that was a strike.
And I can't tell you how much this means to a quarterback to be able to get your first strike in. It's the first ball he's throwing good tonight. Elmer Bailey just goes down the field, drives the defensive back off. He's wide open. They've been open in that zone the entire night. They're giving them plenty of room. And on defense, Howard, they're playing cautious.
And a rookie.
With a lot of speed, and you saw that speed being respected by both Ray Claiborne and Rick Sanford as Bailey put on a fly move, tucked it up at the 20, gets the first down. 10:24, the clock moving here in the third quarter. Miami on the drive. They trail by 6. Two tight ends, Hardy, 84, and Ronnie Lee, 86 now for Miami. This is Del Williams. It's a good block and turns the corner. And taken out of bounds with a hard tackle at the 11-yard line. But he got a super block from Ed Newman, pulling from right guard for Miami.
Now this is what Fran and I have been talking about all night, expecting Miami suddenly to explode because New England has kept Miami in the game by its own game plan.
Simple pitch out. You see Kuchenberg get around, lead. Delvin Williams gets to the corner. That tackle's too late.
Short of the first down by about a yard and a half. Ball just outside the 11-yard line. And the crowd cheering the Miami Dolphins offensive unit on. Duriel Harris, bottom of your screen, number 82. We've been talking about him. Del Williams once again inside the 10. Gets the first down. It would appear again, dependent upon where it's marked. Del Williams coming into the night with over 625 yards. First down, the Miami Dolphins will have a first and goal inside the 10-yard line.
That's the man calling the signals, and his calls on the first two downs will be very interesting.
They really would. I'd like to see him throw it here because they haven't run that well all night against this team. He's got to get the ball in the end zone. Let's see what he does.
Time, hangs it up in the corner of the end zone where there are a couple of Patriots and a couple of Dolphins. Ronnie Lee was there along with Duriel Harris. Getting back was Rick Sanford, Tim Fox. Incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
In fairness, Frank, to Woodley there, I think you'll agree, Fran. He got pressure. He had difficult vision.
That's right.
People all over him. And so it took him longer to throw the ball and would have been felicitous from his point of view.
Whatever that means. But they made the correct call. This is not a bad down to run a trap up the middle, though. Now they're expecting pass.
Second and goal to go. Again, Woodley with the time and underthrows or throws behind Del Williams. But again, good coverage by the Patriots. They were all over the intended receiver, Del Williams, specifically Bob Golick.
But Del Williams was open, Giff. Woodley has just not gotten to a rhythm of throwing the ball. Sometimes this happens to quarterbacks. He's only thrown really one good ball tonight. He had him open at the 5-yard line. He didn't deliver the ball.
That's true. And he got rid of it as quickly as he should have then.
He just is not playing with the confidence right now. And that's something that comes and goes, especially with young quarterbacks.
Wide receivers are Cefalo, 81, Nat Moore, 89, Elmer Bailey, 88. There'll be a single step back. Nathan, he works well out of the backfield as a receiver. Third and goal. And New England wants timeout. New England, apparently, headed by Steve Nelson, defensively decides they did not like the looks of that offense, so they'll expend a timeout. Steve Nelson will move to the sidelines.
And this is a break for the Dolphins. They get to come over to the sideline, get the play that they really want to use against the New England Pat defense. Let's see if they can get to come up with the right play. We'll be back.
If a man's slacks fit him too close for comfort, if he just can't stand to sit, then he needs Levi's Action Slacks, perhaps the most comfortable slacks a man can wear. The waistband and fabric stretch to give you more room when you need it.
Comfortable?
Comfortable. I could sit through a double feature now.
Levi's Action Slacks from Levi's Sportswear, where quality never goes out of style. Captain Gustav Niebaum sailed from Europe with a taste for adventure and a taste for fine wine. In 1879, he chose the Napa Valley, California for his great winery, Inglenook, a winery still known for its commitment to uncompromising taste. Come, taste Captain Niebaum's dream. Inglenook, the proud taste of California.
Dolphins have the football inside the 10-yard line, third down and goal to go. And David Whitley walks back into the huddle after conferring with Don Shula. Don Shula calling the plays for his rookie quarterback from LSU. And they had all that time, but they still haven't got it straight, apparently. Meanwhile, Steve Nelson has moved back into the defensive huddle for the New England Patriots. They're on top, 6-0 with 9:24 remaining in the third quarter.
If it's not an easy call. Here, you've really got to get the ball in the end zone. You got to throw it in the end zone. They still have people running on and off the field. They probably changed their mind 4 or 5 times.
Well, we have Nick Giaquinto in, the rookie from Connecticut, along with Tony Nathan. Giaquinto 35, Nathan is 22. And I'll tell you, they are really balled up. They've got the wrong folks in there, and now Shula's going to have to call timeout to get his people organized. And I'll tell you, a disciplined man like Don Shula does not like this.
I don't believe this, do you?
Well, I don't either.
Well,
it's like sandlot football.
David will move over, maybe for a spanking, and we'll be back in the Orange Bowl after this.
Want the best V8 truck mileage you can get? Get a Chevy Special Economy truck.
All right, now Don Shula and his quarterback David Whitley have the kinks worked out of this, hopefully for them.
Yep, I can hardly wait for this play. We've had 2 timeouts in order to plan this play. They can put in a whole offensive playbook for this one. I can hardly wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be one of the great moments in football. It has certainly been discussed.
If it's not...
Now, maybe New England will call a timeout on defense now, huh? Let's see.
Again, third and goal, 9:24 remaining in the third quarter. New England leading the Dolphins 6-0. Dan Moore, top of your screen. Cephalo split to the left. Giaquinto adjusts. Quickly, Woodley went to Bruce Hardy. He dropped the ball, but he would have been hammered by Rick Sanford had he not. Fourth down, we'll see the field goal unit.
Yep, I'll tell you what happened. New England came up and faked the safety blitz. They forced Woodley to get away from the play they had figured out on the sideline, go to a little audible, try to hit the tight end out in the flat. It would have made no difference if he caught it or not. He wasn't going anywhere. That's inexperience. You got to learn. Sometimes it's tough.
Well, if you went to the fridge for a freshman, you didn't miss anything. Uwe von Schaumann. He's 9 of 16 for the year. David Whitley is the holder, as you can see, number 16.
He may kick for the corner.
27-yard attempt. All right, and Miami is on the scoreboard. 9:15 remaining in the third quarter. They're down by 3. And one of the longer, in terms of time, drives you'll see in football. We'll be returning to the Orange Bowl in just a moment. Creative direction by Chet Forty. The Starbrights under the direction of June Taylor performing here in the Orange Bowl, and the Miami Dolphins have shortened it up by 3. They are down 6-3. Uwe von Schaumann to kick off. Horace Ivory is deep for New England, and von Schaumann hangs it high. Ivory back to his 2-yard line. And Ivory out over the 20 to the 22-yard line. New England will have their possession from that point. Once again, a reminder, the import of this game, and that probably, at least in terms of New England's, why they're playing so close to the vest. Buffalo, a 10-4 mark on the season thus far. New England, 8-5. And they will play next week in Buffalo, or rather in New England. And then the following week, Buffalo has San Francisco closing out their season, or rather New Orleans, and New England will close out against San Francisco. First down and 10. The ball at the 22-yard line for New England. Calhoun, left side, finds an opening, runs into A.J. Dewey as he crosses over the 25 to the 26. Gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. Don Calhoun, steady ball player, not spectacular, and there is a wonderful guest.
We are happily married men in this booth, but I want to tell you, we mean no infidelity when the three of us say this is one of the greatest ladies in the entire world. We're proud she's in our booth tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mrs. Marie Lombardi, the widow of the greatest coach I ever knew, Vincent T. Lombardi. And thank you so much for joining us, Jim. I love you. Enjoy the game.
Have an injured New England Patriot down on the field. He's being administered to. Sam Adams, the fine right guard, will be back in the Orange Bowl in a moment.
Wait till you see how good you can be with the Minolta XG1.
Ever since Tony got a Minolta XG1, he thinks he's a great photographer. Great. Okay.
Depend on the automatic Minolta XG1 to give you clear, sharp pictures. It does the work. You take the credit.
Ever since Tony got a Minolta XG1, he is a great photographer.
For a limited time, get an XG1 and get a $25 rebate from Minolta. See your dealer now for details.
The swinging singles club in Hawaii puts the Angels on the trail of a hired assassin.
One of the men who worked so long and hard and so many times almost anonymously in the pit, as they call it, Sam Adams being assisted from the field and has started for many years at that right guard spot for New England. Bob Kreider, we're going to report as quickly as we can. Bob Kreider, number 1 draft pick in 78 from Alabama, has moved in at right guard, number 75. It's second down and 7. Ball out of the 26-yard line for the New England Patriots. Earl Jackson split to the right, top of your screen, Stanley Morgan. Vegas Ferguson as New England continues to keep it on the ground, and Ferguson takes a shot at the 29-yard line, short of the first down by 3 yards. It'll be third down and 3. Vern Den Herter initially there for the Dolphins. Rapidly paced game, and that is, quite frankly, because there hasn't been a whole lot happening. 3 field goals, and New England has 2 of them. They have the lead.
Another situation when you would ordinarily expect pass here, New England has been running.
Jackson goes left, out to right. Here's Morgan. And swarming all over Matt Cavanaugh, the first man there, Tim Bocamper. Doug Betters was right with him, and then Vern Den Herter. But give Bocamper the sack.
Here goes Cavanaugh back in the pocket. Not much pocket. Good protection in the middle, but you'll see Bocamper come around the outside.
And the man assigned to pick him up was the man who replaced Sam Adams, Bob Kreider.
Well, Miami's going to get good field position if they can catch the punt, Howard.
Hubash to punt. Vassalou. Giaquinto deep for Miami. Hubash aims it high. The fair catch is called for and is successful at the 46-yard line. So, your right friend, the Miami Dolphins will have good field position. They'll begin when we return at their own 46-yard line. 7:16 remaining in the third.
The problem is air. Because moving through it takes horsepower. The solution? A car high in back and low in front to cut drag and turbulence and increase efficiency. The 1981 Buick Regal. If you like the looks of our new Regal, that's fine. But we didn't make it better looking just to make it look better. The new aerodynamic Buick Regal. At your Buick dealer now.
Feeling any better?
This cold's the worst.
Here's some aspirin for the aching and fever.
But I'm also sniffling, sneezing, coughing. My head's stuffy, and tonight I gotta rest.
I was supposed to get you a sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine?
That's NyQuil. Relieves aches and fever plus other symptoms. Aspirin doesn't.
NyQuil.
Sure wish I had some.
Be right back.
NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine.
Miami Dolphins have not offered anything scintillating in terms of offense. Nevertheless, the close game being played by New England might have them in a bit of trouble. Miami now down by only 3 points, has a 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. Out to the right is Nat Moore. Bruce Hardy spread out in a wing position. At the bottom of your screen on 1st and 10. Whitley on a rollout. And the young quarterback gets to midfield. A gain of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. You tell me, Fran, was that a real play?
Yeah, that was a play. No, that was a real play. I think that was a bootleg. It's the first time we've seen Woodley run tonight. He's got ability to run, but you know, Grogan had ability to run too. He's 27 years old. Steve Grogan said, "I'm so beat up, I feel like I'm 45." That's what running does for you.
I'll tell you, this young never did it to you.
I didn't run to run. I ran in the backfield, looked for a receiver.
He ran to escape. David Woodley took over quarterbacking duties for the Dolphins when he was 21. He has just recently turned 22. 2nd down, 7. Delvin Williams. And now Woody Bennett, the single setback, and he gets the 1st down at the 43-yard line. And Miami packing away.
Playing defensively the way New England has, they have brought Miami alive. Miami's last drive that led to the field goal, they had 10 offensive plays in the drive, only 14 in the entire first half. You can feel things changing as you watch. And New England has created this. Also a New England weakness, Dwight Wheeler. You can note it subtly because Betters has been beating up on him all night and getting to the passer. And we'll pick up in a moment. Frank?
With the 1st down and 10 for the Dolphins, 43-yard line of New England. Delvin Williams to the outside, and Steve Nelson is there, and he collects Williams. After a pickup of 1, it'll be 2nd down and 9. And Steve Nelson, well, every time you watch him, you look at this young man. He played for Ron Earhart at college, North Dakota State. He is really the heart and soul of this New England defense.
But as you watch the game, if Miami, which looks like they're coming alive a little bit, if they're to score, David Woodley's going to have to get on track somehow.
Now to finish on the Dwight Wheeler thing, he of course was the man who succeeded Leon Gray, the great one, who went to Houston after the tandem holdout with John Lennon. And Wheeler was supposed to be improving this year, but he is having a difficult night tonight.
2nd and 9. That's Matt Moore in motion. Play action by Woodley, and he draws a crowd and has to hang it up. And Mike Haynes was all over Del Williams. He knew he was going to get the pass rush off the blitz. He did. Woodley was able to get rid of it for the incompletion. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
What was it Greasy told us in his candid appraisal up here in the booth before the game about Woodley, Frank?
That he has all the tools. He really does. His concern, and it's a real concern. I'm sure it's a concern of Don Shula's that at just barely 22 years old, that he really has not got fully into this game. Doesn't practice all that well. But he obviously has the natural talents. On 3rd and 9. And a safety blitz, and it's picked up, and Woodley hits his receiver. Joe Rose, the rookie from California, he's going to be short of the 1st down, I believe.
Some play by Rod Schultz. He had the 1st down. Schultz denied him the 1st down.
Well, they're bringing the yardsticks, and that'll give Don Shula a chance to consider what he's going to do, because it appears to be about a half or 3/4 of a yard short.
I think he's short too, but he's got to go for it here.
Of course.
Got to go for it.
What's he got to lose?
Absolutely nothing, and he needs to keep some kind of momentum going.
Considerably short. And Woody Bennett comes out, and David Woodley comes in, and Uwe von Schamann stays on the bench. So on 4th down, less than a yard, the Dolphins will go.
You talk about Woodley having all the tools. There are a lot of quarterbacks, Howard Frank, that come into this league with the tools to throw and run. But the ones that make it again is like Mr. Greasy had no number 12 for the Dolphins. Mental toughness. He was consistent. And that's what it's going to take for Woody to develop over the years. As very difficult when you're only 22 to have that mental toughness.
And you can hit it big the first year or two and then suddenly come to grips with life, the way it's happened to Jimmy Zorn this year of Seattle.
They loved Jimmy for the first 3 years, and now this year they're booing him, and he will have to show that he can overcome that and persevere. I'm sure Jimmy Zorn will. Many people could come in and play for a game, as the young kid at Scott Brenner at the New York Giants did this last week. So you got to be able to do it week in and week out.
Fourth down, a little less than a yard to go. 4:36 remaining in the third quarter. Miami down by 3. Matt Moore is in motion.
The Pats were offsides. They didn't call it.
I don't think they did.
And he was clearly offsides, I thought. What did you think, Howard?
I thought he was offsides, and
Whitley taking it forward. Again, this will be a progress call by the officials. Judgment as to where his motion was.
I don't think he made it.
I don't think so, based on where they put the ball.
The Patriots do not think he's made it, but referee Jerry Seaman tells us he has. Very close to offside.
Let's watch the replay. Right over the left guard, you'll see a New England pack jump up over him. Let's see if he's offside. He is not offside. The officials were right.
That was Steve Nelson.
The officials were right. I was wrong again.
All right, the first down is at the 33-yard line. Del Williams stays in with Woody Bennett, and this is Del Williams. Breaks it back inside, and a wise move as Del Williams spins for 9. That play designed to go outside, Fran. He just brought it back in.
Look at Kuchenberg lead on. It looked like there was nothing there. But the Dolphins are putting helmet on helmet. He breaks the tackle. You'll see more great tackles at the line of scrimmage, and he gets 9 yards.
He's a graceful back, Del Williams. Really something. He is quietly slipped up there to 22nd all-time in rushing in the NFL, as you see how much short he was of the first down.
I really think Kuchenberg is the greatest unsung graduate of Notre Dame I have ever seen in pro football.
Well, we've talked about it before. We've quoted Bob Lilly, who, one of the great defensive linemen, said that Kuchenberg's the best guard he played against. Now, here's a situation, 2nd and 1. You've really got 3 downs to make this 1 yard. Here's a wonderful opportunity to try the pass. Let's see if they'll do it.
Well, now you've got to relate to the fact that it's a kid quarterback. And I'm not so sure.
Plays being called, of course, by Don Shula from the sideline.
But he's playing in the big leagues, and he's got to make big league plays. This would be a big league play.
Woody Bennett, right side, gets the first down. It would appear.
Howard, I'm going to tell you, you watch backs run. Woody Bennett knows how to run. I'm impressed with Woody Bennett.
The youngster came up as a free agent with the Jets a year ago after flunking out in Canada, and the Dolphins got him a few weeks ago as a free agent when he was released by the Jets. And we're going to pause 5 seconds as the Dolphins pick up their first down and allow our stations to identify themselves. Back in the Orange Bowl of Miami, sizable crowd considering their Dolphins are in Miami, 6 and 7 out of the playoffs, but of course a lot of tension on the part of the New England Patriots. They played it very close to the vest. They are in a duel with the Buffalo Bills in the Eastern Division of the AFC. After tonight, New England will have 2 games remaining, and their next game will be against Buffalo in Foxborough. Whitley has to throw it away. Nat Moore was out there. Nat Moore had Ray Claiborne all over him.
Good decision by David. It looked like he wanted to do stop and go. But Claiborne played it perfectly.
You know, you think about this young man at LSU. Well, it is interesting, but at LSU, he was an alternating quarterback. He really has not played that much time. He started after the 4th game of this season when Greasy went down. Don Strock was hurt, and that was we brought him in against New England when they lost 34-0, and he's a very green young kid.
And that's why Shula didn't trust him to pass when Fran suggested it. Instead, used Bennett on the run.
2nd down and 10. Bennett up the middle and a big opening, and Bennett is Inside the 10, down close to the 7. Tim Fox made the save there, but right side of that line, Newman, Dennard, Loxo, they really open a hole.
Here it is, a little trap play right up the middle. Good blocking, but watch him break the tackle of Nelson here. That's as good a man tackling as you'll find. He broke it and he ran. I'll tell you, this young man knows how to run.
I love it. And the Jets let him go.
Well, I don't know what they saw that they didn't like about him. I'm sure they must have seen something. I don't know what it is.
At 3-11, the Jets let him go.
But he knows how to run.
First time he ever carried the football professionally in the NFL was right here for the Jets when he scored a touchdown, and that was a year ago. First down, goal to go. Miami bringing a lump to the throat to the Patriots, and here comes Bennett. And Bennett down around the 3-yard line. Tim Fox and Steve Nelson there defensively.
That's a delay of the game flag on Bennett for spiking the ball. It was a timeout, a very costly error by Woody Bennett.
Lost his head.
That might have been what the Jets didn't like about him, Howard.
Yep.
That is not good football, and it's costing his team 5 yards in field position here.
He lost his head totally.
Delay of the game.
That penalty picked up by former teammate of mine with the Giants, the head linesman Leo Miles.
A very proper call by the officials. A terrible, terrible thing to have happen to the Dolphins.
When was Leo Miles with you?
Late 50s, early 60s.
Delay of game. Number 34, spiking the ball. Offense, the down count, second down.
Here he is. He's going to spike it right there. He thought he should have scored. He's got to play within himself.
I'm not even sure, and I feel kind of bad for Woody Bennett. I'm not so sure that he even knew that there was a penalty that went with that. But of course, if you're a professional, those are things you have to know and have to be aware of and on top of. Second down and goal. Ball back at the 8-yard line. Giaquinto in there for Bennett, along with Nathan. Whitley. And Whitley is whacked. Getting in there fast. That's Rod Choate, Julius Adams. So Miami, they were down to the 2 a moment ago.
The worst place for the back. If you tackle a breakdown on the backside, Woodley never sees Adams. Looking for a receiver. He's lucky he didn't knock the ball loose.
Crosses all the way back to the 18-yard line. It's third down, goal to go. Once again, New England leading 6-3 in a vitally important game for New England. This could be their season tonight, depending, of course, on the outcome of the 2 remaining games in the play of Buffalo. Here comes the pressure. Whitley, the completion. No, they're saying now they have marked it down at the 7-yard line. It was Nat Moore. Mike Haynes was covering, and Whitley was fortunate to get that off.
Very good throw by Whitley, but he just makes it a... Watch Nat Moore here, coming down the field out of the motion position, running out ball. You'll see Whitley throws the ball nicely. Moore has trouble handling it. Does get control before he goes out. Makes it a much easier field goal.
Fourth down, goal to go. The ball marked at the 6-yard line. Don Strott, reserve quarterback, holds for Miami. Uwe von Schaman, who is 10 of 17 thus far this year. The 24-yard attempt. That was a high snap, but Strott got it down, and von Schaman drilled it through the uprights. We got a tie football game. 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And now the curtain falls right on the New England Patriots. They've been playing it tight. Let's see how they come back.
This Christmas card was sent to you by the people at Miller High Life. Merry Christmas.
Well, three most happy fellas, but not a very happy New England team. You can't come into a game playing the way New England's playing, Frank.
Von Schaumann will kick it off, and Horace Ivory's deep. 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Von Schaumann kicks it to the left, and Ivory settles in, starts up the sidelines. And Horace Ivory with a return up to the 37-yard line, and you can understand how early in the season Ivory brought one back 98 yards for a touchdown against Baltimore.
Well, now we're on, and I'm not sure it's a happy occasion for you, but as I was saying, Frank, you just can't come into a game the way New England has come into this. Fighting for a playoff berth, you've got to go all out and be aggressive. They haven't done it.
I keep reminding only because it is of such importance to the New England Patriots. They trail the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills with a 10-4 record. New England with an 8-5. They can remain one game behind with a win tonight, and they play Buffalo next week at home. 1st and 10. Kavanaugh. Morgan. And Morgan down the sidelines, out close to the 45-yard line. Gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. A.J. Dewey pursuing Morgan there. That's what he bit it. You know what's going through it. He feels so bad about that, and it's just a mental error. It wasn't really that much of a spike, but it's not a bad call either.
You don't suppose Pittsburgh is rooting much for Miami, do you? They get a shot at San Diego in our last Monday night game. They can be back in it yet.
On 2nd down and 3, Calhoun gets the necessary yardage for the 1st down as we head into the final seconds of the third quarter.
We'll be back. Well, I just suggested that.
There it is. That's the end of the third quarter with the score tied at 6. And we'll return for fourth quarter action after this word from our local stations.
Sunday, it's the night of the blackout.
We just lost the whole city.
A night when anything goes.
I think you're assuming too much.
Am I? Raymond Burr, George Sanford Brown, Linda Pearl, John Meredith, and Robert Culp. The night the city screamed.
Today's cars, with newly designed engines, are built for performance and better mileage. And to help keep the new cars and all cars running the way they should, here's Amoco's lead-free choice. Quality Amoco lead-free in the blue pump and Amoco Super lead-free in the gold pump for engines that need high-octane performance.
And they're both seasonally blended for better starting and smoother warm-ups in winter.
You expect more from a leader.
It's a lonely kind of job, riding fences, but it's a job that's gotta be done. So you get it done right. And then you head for the mountains. Head for the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream. Brewed the natural way, so it's always as smooth as its name. Head for Busch beer. Head for the mountains. Head for...
I'm Judy Womack. Shopkeepers want to know if Santa Claus is coming to town and why he isn't here already. I'll have the details when Jerry Turner joins you with Eyewitness News after the game.
Roberto Duran, he took the title from Sugar Ray. The rematch, one of the most controversial in boxing. See it for yourself December 19th on ABC.
Matt Kavanaugh steps into the New England Patriot huddle as we begin the fourth quarter. The burden totally his. Steve Grogan unable to go tonight because of knee problems. Kavanaugh also has his own troubles with a left knee that's bothering him. And the Patriots have the football. 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Mel Jackson in motion. Kavanaugh on 1st down. Will go to the air. That's Francis down there, as was Stanley Morgan. It's incomplete. Tim Bocamper dropping deep. Protecting for Miami. Let's take a look at those third quarter stats.
And you'll see a remarkable change as you look at them in the flow of this game. Suddenly, Miami almost even in rushing yards. Passing yards still negligible. Total yards, New England dominant. But how much closer the time of possession is, because Miami ran 22 plays in the third quarter and only 14 in the entire first half. New England had only 8 plays in the third quarter. They had 33 in the first half. New England has let Miami back into this game, period.
Second down 10. Here comes the blitz. New England picks it up. Somebody should be open, and Kavanaugh tries to go out to his wide receiver, Harold Jackson, and Ed Taylor with a good defensive play. And Ed Taylor stepping into some big shoes. The number 1 draft pick, Don McNeil, unable to go because of an injury.
Here it is from the end zone. You see magnificent protection. He throws a curl in pattern. But watch Ed Taylor come over the back and shake the ball loose. That's a good defensive play.
Well, he's been a surprise. He's another ex-Jet, and he has been a ferocious tackler.
There's a Patriot down out on the field at the 40-yard line. Yes, Dwight Wheeler.
Yes, I think it is Wheeler, yes.
Being treated by the medical staff, and now Dwight Wheeler is on his feet. Wobbly. We'll be back.
When our band's cooking, the music smokes. But not me, because like a lot of my friends, I use Skoal smokeless tobacco. I just take a pinch of that good tasting wintergreen flavored Skoal between my cheek and gum, and it gives me real tobacco pleasure without ever lighting up. So when you want something that smokes, listen to the Charlie Daniels Band. But when you want real tobacco enjoyment without smoking, try Skoal. A pinch is all it takes. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Announcing an important step ahead. New Chevy Blazer. The big shift for 81. Now, for the first time ever, you can shift a Blazer into four-wheel drive without stopping. The big shift for 81 lets you shift into and out of four-wheel drive without leaving the cab. The big shift for 81. Chevy Blazer with significantly better EPA mileage estimates than last year. The big shift for 81. A revolutionary new system from Chevy. Chevy Blazer. Built tough. Built for economy.
Dwight Wheeler went off, appears to be all right. Meanwhile, Sam Adams is back in a right guard for the New England Patriots, and Gary Petz, another former Jet, steps in at left tackle for the Patriots. 14:46 remaining in the game. Tied at 6. Game hold so important for New England. Kavanaugh, gimpy knee and all, is going to get the first down. Matt Kavanaugh, a tough cookie. And I don't know whether that was designed or not. He might have automaticed it when he saw the defense. It sure looked like it.
That was designed, Gip. That was designed kind of three-step back, almost like a quarterback draw. He didn't go back very far. They pitched the nose man, and here he comes. This is a good run. Now, if he's hurt, he's going to play hurt all the time because he's got good movement, and it's a good, gutsy play by Kavanaugh.
That's the mental toughness you've talked about, and he's got it.
Dwight Wheeler back in the game at left tackle, number 62, so he's all right. New England has the first down inside the 41-yard line of the Dolphins. Kavanaugh, the handoff is to Calhoun, and Calhoun hit there almost instantly by Vern Den Herter, the silent one that has anchored that left side for the Dolphins for 10 years now.
Well, you're right about that, Giff. He has been some player. I asked Ron Gary many times who's the best he's ever played on. He's played on some great ones. He thinks Den Herter's as good as any of them.
Never made the Pro Bowl. Oddly enough, went through those great years, the undefeated season of 72.
Well, what else is known? As we said a week ago, Chuck Noll has never been named Coach of the Year.
You're kidding.
Second down, 13.
It's true.
Harold Jackson up there at the top of your screen. He's been very quiet tonight. Flag is down as Kavanaugh. Short hops one out to Vegas Ferguson. receivers. Jackson came in 31 receptions. Francis 33. Stanley Morgan 38 receptions on the year, and they have been absolutely idle tonight. Offside, Miami.
Remember, he stuck his tongue out at us. It did it again.
The whole world's going to say you cued him on that. Penalty be marked off against Miami. Down will remain the same. Here's our call.
Encroachment. Lining up offside. Number 58. Defense.
Jim Bocamper got his head over the line of scrimmage, obviously. Second down and 8. The ball advanced to the 38-yard line. Kavanaugh back. Going deep for Francis.
He got it.
And Russ Francis somehow comes down with it in the end zone using his height of 6'6". Beautiful play, working against Glenn Edwards and Don Veselu. They had him blanketed, and nevertheless, Francis came down with it.
I really don't know of another tight end in the world that could make that play. This was unbelievable.
Well, that's my all-world tight end.
I'm telling you, he did something right here. Great players make great plays. Kavanaugh threw it up. It was a well-thrown ball, but there are all kind of people around Francis. He catches it with pressure. It goes up, back in his hands. Unbelievable. Watch this. It'll hit in his hands. Great concentration. Watch his head concentrate on the ball. He never takes his eyes off the ball.
That was a pass that Veselu, I think, thought he had intercepted. John Smith for the conversion. So New England has again taken the lead. They're out in front of the Dolphins, 13-6. We're in the fourth quarter of a game that could mean the season for the New England Patriots, and this man has helped a lot.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
So long, fellas. Hey, Jim, how you doing? I'm hot, cold, thirsty. Call me a cab. 10 minutes, I'll have you back at the lodge. I can't make it. 10 minutes, I'll have you back at the lodge drinking a Lowenbrow. I can make it.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Where would I be without you guys?
Probably still out there in the snow somewhere.
Merry Christmas, Merry, Merry Christmas from your Kmart Christmas store. Save on bowling balls and skirts, sweaters, rods and reels and shirts.
Cameras, TVs, bikes and plants, handbags, bath oil, slippers, pants.
Mirrors, perfume, gowns and socks, toasters, roasters, robes and clocks, candy, records, film and toys, and Santa land for girls and boys. Christmas spotlight every face at Kmart's Christmas saving place.
Russ Francis coming down with the football in a battle with the Barrett Dolphins at the goal line. From 38 yards out, and New England back on top. Francis, 2 receptions on the night for 50 yards, representing a lot of the New England Patriot passing offense. There's Veselu. Veselu from his 7-yard line. Drops the ball. And he is upended at the 21-yard line. Larry McGrew upsets Veselu, and now Miami, with 12:46 here in the fourth quarter, will move out on the field with their offensive unit.
Veselu suddenly running into hard times, went for the intercept on the touchdown pass, and that may have cost the touchdown. But there's that great tight end, Russ Francis, with a remarkable catch. Francis described his concentration. And the kid, Matt Kavanaugh, is showing us a lot of gizzard tonight. He's a quarterback with a future. Not the greatest thrower in the world, but nobody is better qualified than Fran Tarkin to tell you can be a great quarterback even if you don't have the best arm.
Ball at the 22-yard line. First down and 10. David Woodley looking over the defense, changing something off. Hands off to Woody Bennett. And Bennett trying to rectify an error that perhaps caused Miami a touchdown. They had to settle for a field goal when he spiked that ball and got the delay of game. You saw him on the bench sobbing. And he will be a battling Miami Dolphin here in the remainder of the fourth quarter.
You go back to that touchdown drive of the Pats. One of the key plays, and maybe the key play other than Francis' touchdown catch, was Matt Cavanaugh, gimpy knee and all, running a quarterback draw play for 12 yards and a key first down.
Second down 9. Ball close to the 23-yard line. Single setback is Woody Bennett. Whitley going out to his tight end, and it's good to Ronnie Lee. And a fine pass by young David Woodley because Ronnie Lee was well covered.
Rick Sanford was all over it, and Rick Sanford really thought he should have had the interception. Watch it from the end zone here. Looking out to his right. He throws a strike, and he puts mustard on it, and that's the reason he got it out there. Sanford really never had a chance. He was in good position. The ball was just too well thrown.
First down is up at the 33-yard line.
Still waiting to see Woodley roll out, Howard, because he's a mobile rollout type quarterback.
Totally different offensive pattern from what we saw in the San Diego Thursday night game some 2 weeks ago.
Well, Williams is in there now with Bennett, number 24, Williams. They come back with Bennett, and he's piled up after a gain of a yard and a half. Interior of the defensive New England line just closing down on Bennett.
Matt Cavanaugh puts the helmet on. He looks a little bit like Jimmy Connors.
You know, he had a great preseason. Remember that game against the Rams? He threw for over 300 yards and
4 touchdown passes.
And he came up against Oakland in preseason and almost pulled that one out when they were down, I think, 17-0. Second down and 8. Matt Moore goes up to the top of your screen. Duriel Harris stays in the game, getting more work tonight after being out for 4 weeks. He'll have to hurry. Goes to Del Williams, and Del Williams is taken there immediately by Mike Hawkins, who was just waiting for the pass to be complete. Loss all the way back to the 28-yard line. Loss of 5.
You know, we praised a few weeks ago the Miami offense and the game plan and the creative offense they had. Tonight, it hasn't been that, Howard.
Nope.
It just, second and 8. That's a drawing the screen down. Defenses play for that. Obviously, the Pats were not fooled a bit, and they settled for the loss.
They're down 15. You'll see the pass rush. Tony McGee comes in. He's on the line of scrimmage, number 78. He never even considers run. He just turns it loose. They double team him, and Woodley will get it off. And he fires a strike out near midfield. Complete out there to Duriel Harris. Duriel Harris' first reception in 5 weeks.
I have been waiting to see Duriel Harris get loose. This is a great play.
Here he comes down the field, but again, the Patriots are playing so loose. They've got these guys open all day long. You don't even see the cornerback behind him. The linebacker almost gets in front of him, but the cornerback, Claiborne, never comes into view. They could do that all night.
Good combination and good pass blocking by the part of the Miami Dolphins line.
And the big play. Big first down.
They mark it at the 48-yard line. Bruce Hardy in the wingback spot, bottom of your screen. This is Delvin Williams. And Williams taken there, dropped for a loss of a yard and a half. Ray Hamilton was in there quickly from his nose guard position.
3 straight first down plays have been run. They've come up with nothing in 3 times. You've got to balance out the first down with some pass. Neither team has done it tonight. And consequently, not much offense.
Steve Grogan, of course, not seeing any action tonight. A couple of really sore knees. Really troubled him a week ago against San Francisco. He just couldn't move around. He suffered those 6 interceptions. Second down, 13. Woodley again. This is Duriel Harris again, and Harris inside the 35 to the 33. wide open, Duriel Harris.
Oh, did you make the point earlier, Fran, just within the past minute? How loose that play.
Well, here he comes down Claiborne again. Watch how loose he is. He'll get open in the middle. I mean, he's just running away from him. Wide open, easy completion, pitch and catch.
I'll tell you, that's that deep speed they have to respect from Duriel Harris. They, quite frankly, just do not get that from Jimmy Cephalo.
I don't care if you've got 5 number 1 draft choices or how many they've got in that secondary. You cannot play man-to-man defense in this league. You've got to play some zone.
Not since you can't hit him anymore. First down and 10. Woody Bennett with a huge hole. Rob Kuchenberg out in front, and Woody Bennett down to the 20-yard line. It's another Dolphin first down. The crowd loves it.
Grows very interesting, doesn't it, folks?
All right, here comes Woody in the end zone. It's just a trap play again. Kuchenberg leads in. He doesn't find anybody to block. He's still looking for somebody. And Woody Bennett runs hard, and this time, look what he does with the ball. He just gently rolls it out of his hands.
Woody may wind up with a 90 or 100-yard night.
Yes, he may.
72 yards for Woody Bennett thus far. Surprise, quick opening plays for Woody Bennett tonight. Kennard, Kuchenberg, Newman doing a great job in the middle of the offensive line for Miami. Delvin Williams. And Williams carries forward for a couple. It'll be second down and 8.
But still, 4th straight time. Rush on first down, no pass.
And again, the clock, not that important a factor at the moment, but we have inside 7 minutes remaining in this game. New England leading 13-6.
Well, now they put the Dolphins in a pressured pass situation. Defensive line will get in the pass rush mood and strap their ears back, and here they come.
Second down and 8. Whitley goes with the screen. Del Williams. Looked like he could have broken it back inside. He does not. When he gets to the line of scrimmage, that's it. It'll be third down and 8.
Well, interesting pattern. Twice we've seen on this drive. Second and 8, they've gone to the screen pass. Twice they've come up with nothing.
Remember, that's the fella calling the plays. Right there. Don Shula.
He's doing a good job, even though it looks like he has played a very conservative game. He has a young quarterback out there. He thinks that will be the quarterback of his future. He's not going to do anything to get him into too much emotional trouble if he can avoid it. Bring him along. There's a lot of years ahead of young David Woodley. And a big play at the moment. Third down and 8. Woodley has to hurry it. And he fires out complete to Giaquinto down at the 11-yard line, and that will be short of the first down as they mark it at the 12. Short by a little more than a yard.
Well, I don't see any choice. They've got to go for it.
There's no decision to make here. He's got to go for it. The field goal does nothing for him.
About a yard and a half for the first down. Play being brought in now. Joe Rose walks it into the huddle.
Selection here, interesting. Really, they've got little choice. They've got to run the football. And if you've got a leaper in that tailback position, like Chuck Foreman used to be for the Vikes, you would leap over here at this particular time.
By the way, Chuck Foreman has seen 2 plays tonight, caught a third down pass for a first down. I don't understand that either.
Third and a yard and a half. Woody Bennett gets the first down, and Woody Bennett will be a star tonight. Okay. It'll be first and goal from inside the 10-yard line.
Now let's see what Shula calls again.
Well, the last time he was in this situation, he had first and goal at the 9. They called a pass on first down. It was incomplete.
That was the time that Woodley faced impaired vision and pressure, and he had to throw long.
And the clock continues. We have 3.5 minutes.
If he does throw, he should throw short around the 5-yard line to a back or a tight end.
Draw play. Bennett stays on his feet in the arms of Rick Sanford. Steve Nelson hit him initially, and they'll mark it back up for his progress. Had taken him just about the 9-yard line.
Well, hate to tell you, Francis, you're right. In my view, I'd have thrown a quick out to the tight end.
Here's the big decision. This is the ball game here in the next couple of plays. And again, I wouldn't throw to the end zone in this situation. I think you got to throw the ball 4, 5, 6 yards down the field. Get it down inside the 5.
Second and goal. The ball inside the 9-yard line. Whitley rolling out, giving himself an option. Fires. Yes. Matt Moore got the deflection. Matt Moore took the deflection, and Don Shula sprints down the sideline and hugs his young quarterback.
Just like they threw it up on the board. Hit Rose and go to Nat Moore. You're right, Shoes. You got it, buddy.
It was off the hands of Joe Rose, and Nat Moore, alert as he always is, came down with it, and Miami is a point away from the lead.
There is nothing like a little bit of luck.
A point away from
Let's look at the
tying.
end zone. He uses Woodley here. Look from the end zone. Rolling out. I like this. He's got mobility. He get outside. He buys some time. He sees Rose down the field. He throws a pretty good roll. Rose should have caught it. But a good catch. But he knew Nat Moore was over there. He just flipped it over to him. But Claiborne thought Rose was going to get it too. Left Moore. What a play by Nat Moore. Look at that. Yes, sir.
Von Schaman, he's on to tie it up with the conversion. Don Strock will place it down. 2:28 on the clock. And they love it in Miami. This game is tied up because of an alert Nat Moore.
Here we go. You'll watch David Woodley roll out, a planned roll out. They give him plenty of time. He throws to Rose. The only place he could throw the high ball, he did. Rose missed it. Over to Moore. What a play by Nat Moore.
And just in bounds.
Just.
Well, New England has 2:28 on the clock. It's tied at 13. They have 3 timeouts. We'll be back.
Welcome to Club Atari. What's your pleasure? Breakout? Ah, here's something new. Circus Atari.
Cartridges, video chess, football. Cartridge, sir? Fez is here.
We meet again, Fez.
Yes, a little game of Space Invaders, perhaps. What shall we play for?
For fun, of course.
No other company offers you as many different video game cartridges as Atari.
If we told you our car had a 4.1-liter V6 engine and a computer command control system, you'd think it was sophisticated. If its standard equipment included power windows and seats, air conditioning, even AM/FM stereo, you'd think it very complete. And with mileage like this, you'd think it quite economical. Think you'd buy a car like that? Good. Just see your Buick dealer and ask for the Electra Park Avenue.
In the Orange Bowl. At least in terms of action, not the most exciting game, but in terms of drama, it definitely is. Horace Ivory is settled in at the 5-yard line to take the kick of Von Schaman. This is Horace Ivory. Watch out. Ivory, a dangerous return man, and Ivory is out over the 45 to the 46-yard line, giving New England really fine position.
This is exactly what they wanted, as you know, Fran, because it's not that far to field goal range now for John Smith. They've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds to work with as you look at the scoreboard clock. And now let's see what New England is made of, because this has been a very poorly played game from New England's point of view.
And what New England should want to do here is get in position to kick the field goal, but also use all the clock and not give Miami a chance to come back. That's equally as important.
New England has 2 timeouts. They have John Smith, their field goal kicker. His longest kick of the year has been 44 yards, yet they have let him attempt kicks of much further. Vegas Ferguson following John Hanna to midfield for a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
What can I tell you?
And we could get the 2-minute warning unless Miami stops the clock. And they do not. So 2 minutes remain in regulation play. The ball right at midfield is 2nd down and 7. We'll be back in the Orange Bowl in a moment.
I'm quarterback Joe Theismann.
I'm photographer Scott Barrow.
I rely on my quickness, my arm, and my big buddies.
I rely on my Canon AE-1. With a quick auto winder and a powerful telephoto lens, I can catch the throw and catch the catch.
It's my turn now. Going out for a pass.
All right.
With the AE-1, it's easy to shoot like a pro. The incomparable Canon AE-1. So advanced, it's simple. Canon, the photographic consultant to the National Football League.
I've always been involved with food and wine. My father's French, and I grew up with fine French wines. But I'm not a wine snob. I often serve quality California wines, mostly Gallo Chablis Blanc. It always has great taste, and when you entertain as much as I do, that's important. Believe me, the more you know about wine, the more you appreciate Gallo.
Chablis Blanc, from the winery of Ernest and Julio Gallo.
There's electricity brewing far below the Goodyear Blimp Enterprise as she hovers over, and as you can see, the night is spectacular here in Miami. The New England Patriots, however, not even considering the weather, they have a different problems on their hands, and it's the Miami Dolphins. The New England Patriots trying to stay within one game of Buffalo in the Eastern Division of the AFC, and Chuck Foreman has come into the game for the Patriots. 2nd down and 6. Ball right at midfield. 2 timeouts remain for New England.
Total plays New England 33 in the first half, only 14 in the second half. Just the reverse. Miami 36 in the second half, 14 in the first half.
Matt Cavanaugh. Certainly the biggest game of his pro career. Gets the screen off, and it's Chuck Foreman. And Foreman stretches forward, getting the first down at the 43, but time is also a key item. Cavanaugh calling for his wide receivers to hustle back.
I wonder who remembered he was on the team.
Well, it's interesting. They haven't played him the entire night. Now they get into the most critical part of this game, the most critical part of their season, a must-win. Now they've got him in there.
Butterflies must be turning in the stomach of John Smith, the field goal kicker for New England. They need to move closer. Beautiful shot by Cavanaugh. Complete to Harold Jackson. That's his first reception of the night, and it could not have taken place at a more opportune moment. And that was a great pass.
This kid, you're right. This kid is a player.
Look at him. He's working that huddle. I mean, he knows he's in charge out there. He's leading that team. That's what you got to be, and he's doing it.
1st and 10. Ball at the 26-yard line. Jackson in motion. You see the seconds ticking away. Andy Johnson battling, and we'll see a timeout now by Cavanaugh. He'll have 40 seconds remaining of the game, and Cavanaugh will move over to talk with Ron Earhart. And place kickers have no one to talk to. They live a lonely life. There he is, John Smith. I told you earlier, his longest kick of the season thus far, a 44-yard effort. He has tried several much further, and he could be on the spot in just a moment.
Looking for top mileage? Chevy offers 6 new trucks rated at 20 mpg or better. Now that's top mileage. There's the Chevy diesel pickup, Chevy El Camino, the new 6-cylinder special economy truck, the new V8 special economy truck, Chevy Love 2-wheel drive, Chevy Love 4-wheel drive. That's more kinds of trucks rated at 20 mpg or better than anyone else. So if you're looking for a top mileage pickup, you know where to look. Look to Chevy. Chevy trucks, built for economy.
RCA wants you to see the right color. Does your television automatically capture all these subtle shades of blue in this ocean of color? ColorTrack 1981 can. With RCA's exclusive detail processor, ColorTrack separates detail from color, refines it, then locks the right color on track. Even colors only subtle shades apart. Color Track 1981. RCA is making television better and better.
63,000 looking on as the New England Patriots, driven by Matt Cavanaugh, a backup quarterback to Steve Grogan, have moved to the 23-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. 40 seconds remaining in the game. New England has one timeout remaining. The game is tied at 13. A field goal from this position would mean a 40-yard effort by John Smith. Foreman goes ahead to the 20. Now we're looking at a 37-yard field goal.
It's been a dramatic ball game, but it's suddenly been placed in total perspective for us. I'll finish this. They're in the hurry-up offense.
Third down, 4. Foreman. It'll be fourth down. Cavanaugh will let it run down for one final attempt. He'll let the seconds tick off to give Miami no opportunity whatsoever. Timeout is called. 3 seconds remaining. John Smith is on the line, and I don't care what's on the line, Howard. You have got to say what we know in the booth.
Yes, we have to say it. Remember, this is just a football game, no matter who wins or loses. An unspeakable tragedy confirmed to us by ABC News in New York City. John Lennon, outside of his apartment building on the west side of New York City, the most famous perhaps of all of the Beatles, shot twice in the back, rushed to Roosevelt Hospital, dead on arrival. Hard to go back to the game after that news flash, which in duty bound we had to tell. Frank?
Indeed it is. 3 seconds remain. John Smith is on. The holder is Cavanaugh. Any pressure on John Smith here? Blocked. It has been blocked, and we will go to overtime.
But look at Matt Cavanaugh chasing that ball down, trying to pick it up and score. What a competitor he is. Boy, that's something.
Crowd, 63,000 plus. This is one on their feet.
Now you'll see the block come from the middle. Cavanaugh's the holder. Somebody breaks through. Looks like it's a low kick, though. The ball was really kicked. There wasn't that much better. Watch Cavanaugh, though. Get up here. He's chasing this ball. There he goes, trying to get a hold of it.
There was a wild discussion. We looked for a flag. There was no flag. We will go to overtime. There'll be a 3-minute intermission. And we will play until the first score.
Frank, to me, this game, as you look at Cavanaugh, to me, this game symbolizes why Shula is a truly great coach. His team out of the running. And yet, when it mattered most, they played their most spirited, and it reflects their leadership.
Referee Jerry Seaman reminding both benches of the rules that govern play and overtime. And of course, each team allowed 2 timeouts. There's a 3-minute intermission. And I do not understand the wild discussion that took place following the blocked field goal. In any event, we will move to overtime. There will be a flip of the coin. And in 3 minutes, we will resume our action. Captains have moved out to midfield. They'll give the coin toss there, and we'll be back with the sudden death period after this word from our local stations.
Wednesday, a heavenly problem on Vegas.
And none's got a deed to my hotel.
It's the little things you do today that make tomorrow bright. It's the extra effort every time that makes it turn out right.
Here today and here tomorrow, through those highs and lows, learning to understand each
they would have split for the season. That is the first tiebreaker. But New England, should they win the remaining games, they would have the best one-loss record within their division. Miami will receive as we begin overtime play. Hubash flips it up. Don Veselu has dropped for Miami. Second overtime for our ABC cameras in less than 3 weeks here in the Orange Bowl. San Diego defeating the Dolphins, as you recall, on a Thursday night in overtime.
That was the occasion when it looked like Woodley was going to carry his team down to the victory. Instead, Woody Lowe got the intercept, and on came San Diego.
Veselu from his 6-yard line. Flag is down as Veselu spins and twists out to the 29-yard line.
A moment ago, you folks saw the statistics, and you must have noted that Miami had virtually evened up the time of possession. In this game, the key statistic.
Clipping, obviously, will work against Miami, and that'll back the Dolphins up. If you are having a little bit of a difficult problem with our audio, it's because we have a technical problem here from the Orange Bowl in Miami. We'll try and clear that up as soon as possible.
That's the statistic we told you about as we opened the broadcast.
The official call.
Personal foul. Clipping. Number 59. Receiving team on the run back.
Steve Scholl, the rookie from William and Mary, clipping from Miami. The ball has been brought back to the 13-yard line. A lot of real estate ahead for Miami. Again, in the overtime period, each team allowed 2 timeouts. Or was it the Tampa Bay-Green Bay overtime game with the full length of the quarter? And then, if that should happen, it becomes a tie. Woody Bennett, single step back, he adjusts. Bennett taken there by Rod Schultz as he moves over the 15 to the 16-yard line.
There we go. The first really true rollout we've had the entire night. Very safe call, very safe play. They got 3 or 4 yards out of it. That's not all bad.
And you always have that chance that the back working against the linebacker will break it off and get additional yardage.
The important thing for Miami here is to get at least a first down or 2 so they don't give up field position to the back.
The crafty bunch of Dolphins here tonight. Came up with the deflection off the hands of Rose, the tight end. Alerting Nat Moore got the touchdown. They blocked the field goal attempt of John Smith. Now they battle in overtime. Delvin Williams. And Delvin Williams taken quickly there. It was number 85, Julius Adams. Gain of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 7.
In case the folks missed the earlier news flash, ABC News has confirmed that John Lennon, a member of the famed Beatles, maybe the best-known member, was shot twice in the back outside of his apartment building in the west side of New York tonight, rushed to the Roosevelt Hospital, dead on arrival. An unspeakable tragedy. Details on Nightline 30 minutes after the end of this contest.
Tony Nathan, single setback, 3rd down 7. Woodley fires a strike. Elmer Bailey, and that is 11 out of the last 12 passes that Woodley has completed. The first down is out to the 40-yard line, and this youngster perhaps coming of age here in the second half of the game against New England.
Well, they're working on Claiborne, man-to-man coverage, and Elmer Bailey makes some catch. The ball is high. He comes into the middle. Watch him go up and get it, and he's going to get hit. Oh, that's some play by Bailey. Good concentration. But they continue to work on Claiborne.
Kid played for Minnesota. Wonder how Bud Grant missed it.
He does have that blinding speed. We know that. Claiborne obviously aware of it. Laying off. Bailey not twice has worked well underneath him. On first down. And he goes back to the ground. They give it to Woody Bennett. He tries to peck along the line of scrimmage, but he's stopped. With a gain of perhaps a half a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
was a big completion Mr. Woodley came up with to get him out of the hole.
I think John Madden made an excellent point yesterday in his call of the Atlanta-Philadelphia game. If you're ahead, you play one way. If you're behind, you play another way. But if you're tied, you play safe. You play for the first down and get to field goal position.
Woodley on 2nd and 9. This will be a hassle for it. And off. Duriel Harris comes down with it. Tim Fox took a wave at the ball. Duriel Harris concentrating, came up with it. And Miami is at the 6-yard line of the New England Patriots.
Now,
I don't believe this. I don't believe this. There's no way he could catch this ball. Now they went to his own defense. That's not Claiborne's man now. He's down the field. There's a defensive back right there on him. 48, Tim Fox. They both go up. Duriel Harris comes down with the ball.
that's why they miss that man so much. He is a great, great deep receiver. Now we're in the situation Chuck Knox faced yesterday.
I was just looking down to see what Don Shula would do.
Knox didn't want to risk a turnover, didn't want to waste any more time.
Nor does
you win
Don
it with
Shula.
a field goal. They had gone only 5 minutes and 18 seconds into the overtime. Knox had Mickey Meyer kick, even though he had missed too early.
Von Schaumann has come on for the field goal. Woodley, 12 of his last 13 have been complete.
The kid has persevered, you're saying, Kip, after a tough...
Duriel Harris had been out 4 weeks, made a token appearance last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, was not used, however, as a receiver. Came back tonight. He's made key receptions on the touchdown drive. And now for almost an inexplicable reason, Tim Fox went up, waved at the ball, and Duriel Harris came down with it.
All right, here he goes. It's his own defense. Tim Fox is safety. He's got the coverage deep. Claiborne had it short. Fox is in perfect position to make the play. Duriel Harris goes up, times the ball perfectly, makes the play. You know, tonight, David Woodley has really come of age even more than we saw him 3 weeks ago.
I tell you, this team has shown some spirit.
But in Woodley's case, Howard, he was throwing poorly the first half. He was struggling. He had no rhythm. But he found out for himself that you got to hang in there. You got to stick to it. You got to persevere. And if you do, you have a chance, and he did tonight.
If this kick is good, the jinx continues.
Woodley, 12 of 13, 159 yards in his last 13 attempts. Bob Kuchenberg, reliable, will do the snap duties. Don Strock will put it down, and Von Schaumann can win it. 11:45 remaining in overtime.
Goodbye.
3 minutes, 15 seconds of overtime, and the Miami Dolphins have upset the New England Patriots and taking a very difficult road ahead for New England. They dropped to an 8-6 record behind Buffalo at 10-4, and they'll be blowing the lights out in Buffalo right now. They will play Buffalo next week, and then Buffalo closes out their season against New Orleans, while New England will close out against San Francisco.
What this means is that the Pittsburgh Steelers are not yet dead. They've got a chance to beat San Diego, and if Oakland were to lose another, the Steelers are very much alive.
We want to remind you, tonight on Nightline, we'll be looking into one of the United States options should the Russian troops invade Poland. Tonight, ABC News Nightline examines this question. Ted Koppel will talk live via satellite to Russian journalist Vladimir Posner in Moscow, and also tonight, a report that we gave you earlier on the tragic death of John Lennon. That's Nightline, 30 minutes after the game, 11:30 on the West Coast over most of these ABC stations.